Hello, 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 friends. Welcome to a Tuesday night workout. I am ready. I hope you guys are too. So, today, today's been a day. Got some emotions, got some things going on. So, I wanted to, I feel like it was really important to show up on a day like today, practice what I preach as far as, showing up, letting things out through your workout and how valuable that can be. That's a great place to burn energy, burn emotions, burn all the things that you need to get rid of so you can move on, move past it, and either start to deal with what's going on or to put it to bed for a bit. So I thank you guys so much for joining me for a therapeutic Tabata workout today. So what you're gonna need, and then we'll kind of get into the nuts and bolts, is really not much equipment at all. And in fact, only one piece of actual equipment will be used with one exercise. So if you happen to not have this piece of equipment, no sweat, I'll show you what else to do. So really all you're gonna need is a kettlebell or a heavy weight. Kettlebell is a little bit easier because we're gonna try to do some alternating swings. But if you don't have a kettlebell, and you just have a heavy weight or like a milk jug or whatever it is that you're going to use for heavy, then you just won't alternate hands because it's a little difficult without that really nice kettlebell handle to alternate safely. If you don't have that option at all and you don't want to do kettlebell swings, then I would say just plug in your own kind of hip hamstring, probably some bridges, some hip thrusters, something like that is going to be your replacement. So kettlebell heavy weight, that's one. And then otherwise you're just gonna need a sturdy chair or a step or something similar like that to do some tricep dips on. I know I don't usually give away what we're gonna do, but I want you to get your house in order, so to speak, for what equipment you're gonna need. And then otherwise just your yoga mat, floor support, whatever it is that makes you comfy in the floor. That's all you're gonna need today. So, Tabata work, hot, sweaty, breathy, woof, all of that. So that's what we're going to be doing today, Tabata work. So that also though doesn't mean that we're only doing cardio. Have I done only cardio Tabatas? Yes, I have. Today, and really most of them though, we still include strength building. It's cardio plus strength building. So the exercises are more strength building exercises, but they're done at a cardio pace, fast. No breaks, move, 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 move. So even if it's just a normal strength training exercise, you're still gonna get cardio out of it. And I did throw in a couple just straight up cardio pieces too, but really all of it, except for maybe like one exercise, is gonna have a big strength building component to it. So that's what we're working today. We've got 3 sets, and they're gonna be 15 minutes a piece. So we'll have a round 1 Tabata that's 15 minutes, a round 2 that's 15 minutes, and a round 3 that's 15 minutes. We're gonna do 5 exercises in that 15-minute Tabata, and we'll go through it 3 times. So don't worry, don't take notes. We have a timer that's gonna do all of this for us. But basically we're gonna take those 5 exercises, 40 seconds a piece, 20 seconds in between. Okay, I'm just double checking I set my timer up right. 40 seconds a piece, 20 seconds in between. We'll go through all of that 3 times. And then we'll take like a 2.5 minute break, and then we'll go to the next set. So that's how we're gonna be working. Super quick, super fast paced. And our rounds are going to be 15 minutes Tabata 1 is going to be lower body, but incorporating arms too. So that's really where that cardio is gonna pick up, is adding arms to our lower body. So it's going to be a lower body exercise, but doing something with our arms at the same time. 15 minutes Tabata 2. It's going to be upper body, but it's upper body with a little bit of core also. So it's not just upper body as well, upper body with core. And then exercise round 3, Tabata 3, is going to be core and really focused on core in that one. So, and let's see, I'm going to make sure, yes, so the last note I wanted to add, I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. I wrote this workout actually a while back, so it's not fresh on my brain, so it'll be a nice surprise for me too, is this workout has some touches of yoga and Pilates in it, just some touches. especially in the core section, you will really see it. But there's also some in the upper body and a little bit in the lower body too. So yeah, we got a little bit of yoga and Pilates work thrown in there too, because why not, right? Okay guys, enough of me rambling. I know I'm all over the place. The last note I like to give in Tabata is that don't panic. If you get breathy, if you start feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up, oh my gosh, what's going on? Don't panic. Just stop for a sec if you need to. Now don't come to a dead stop, but like just march in place and go, okay, I'll pick it up on the next exercise. If you start feeling lost or overwhelmed, don't panic. There's nothing to panic about. Heart rate gets high, you get sweaty, that's wonderful. You know the difference between heart rate is high from work and something's going on. So just pay attention, listen to your body. All right guys, so the last couple things, always modify as needed. Modify, listen to your body. Add music if you need it. I'll have no music here. Music definitely helps in the Tabata workout to get that jazz going. And let's see, Facebook for questions. I will be popping in to check Facebook to see if you guys have any questions as we go along, but it really won't be until in between Tabatas because we move so fast. There's really no time for me to pop in, but I promise I'll stick my head around as I can. And the last two things always, please share, like, subscribe, review, all those things that get our message out in front of other people on social media. It's so important to grow this work that we're doing here. And lastly, if you wish to donate any funds for these classes, Venmo at Strong Style Fit is where you will find me. You'll see this logo, you'll know it's me. Any donations are appreciated. Always, always, always. Thank you so much for those who do give. All right, guys, so I'm gonna pop my head around real quick, grab a sip of water, make sure everything looks good, and then we'll come back and we'll get started. I want to make sure that we just get right to it, so I'm not even going to preview the exercises. Woo! So just make sure that you've got your kettlebell or your heavy weight close by, otherwise we'll be all set. Okay? All right, give me just a sec, we'll get started. I see I'm not alone in needing some workout therapy. Mwah. I hope all is well with you, Caroline. Let's get it, girl. Let's work it out. All right, so I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to tell you what the first exercise is. How about that? Deal. First exercise, I'll tell you. We're going to do standing knee drives. So we're going to have left leg forward, bend in our knee. That bend is permanent. That bend stays there. And then we're going to reach out. So this is where the upper body comes into play. We're going to reach out and pull back. Knee drive, knee drive, knee drive. See, this knee is staying bent. I'm not standing and back, I'm staying in. If this feels really awkward, if the breaking sticks feels really awkward, you can do runner's arms. I'll probably do a mix of both. So that's where we're starting. I'm going to lean forward, start my timer, and we're getting right to it. All right, let's go. So just make sure, we're only here for 40 seconds, right? Not a ton of time to coach. We've got our weight towards the back of this foot. Don't start rocking forward onto that toe. Stay back, sit back, pull that knee, pull that knee. Yes, we are gonna do the right, but not till the third exercise. You might lose your balance, that's all right. I'd like to pretend that I'll kick this leg straight back every time, but I'd be lying. 5. 20 seconds, catch your breath. We're going power jacks next. Power jacks, you stay low into your jack. Out, in, out, in, out, in. If jumping's for you, if it's not, out, out, out. That's where I'll be. Ooh, I'm just twinging my knee a little bit. I'm gonna come up out of that squat just a tad. So remember, you can also jump it out. It'll just be an out, in, out, in. If you're modifying like me, make sure you're still shifting your weight out. So don't just tap. Now, if you're a beginner and that's where you need to be, great modification. Perfect. Standing knee drive, other leg. So yeah, those power jacks, if this is your modification because this is too hard, that's fine. But I want this to be your modification if you're just not jumping, okay? All right. Let's go. Tabata day is a fine day for my nose to be stuffy. I need all the places to breathe from. So you do runner's arms or break the sticks. Either way. Core nice and tight. Make sure the shoulders don't start creeping up. Keep them down. Bending that knee. Pull, pull. Whew. All right, alternating kettlebell swings, or if you don't have a kettlebell, use one weight and don't alternate. I'll show you what alternating looks like from both directions. Whew. All right, so we have in one hand, drive hips back, push up, switch at the top. So with kettlebell swings, they're not squats. Your hips drive back. You're not squatting. Here, hips back, push. All here, push, push. Back to that standing, oh no. Goblet squat. With some flyway arms is what I'm gonna call it. So kettlebell swings, guys, definitely take some getting used to. Goblet, we've got our toes, legs wider than our hips, toes not attended to, but flared. We're gonna come down, up onto our tiptoes at the top. Down, tiptoes. Also, the pattern of your arms doesn't really matter. So if this feels awkward, open at the top, you could open at the bottom, close at the top. We're all made different, right? Now we're back to the top. Standing knee drives coming up. There's that cardio, right? All right, knee drives, get set up, left leg. Again, we want that weight towards the back of the foot. We don't want to be up on our toes. Runner's arms or break the sticks. Either one. It's cardio, plus we're pulling. Woo! All through here. Beautiful work. Power jacks. Coming up next. Okay, show a breath. And guys, try not to stand still. It's a short break. Don't just stop and stand still. I want you to keep at least step tapping in these breaks. Power jacks. Hold low. So you can be here or here. Whichever one's working for you today. Make sure you're keeping those shoulders down. We're not doing this. Shoulders down. We're staying low. We're not standing in the middle. Staying in those bent knees. All right, right leg. Standing knee drive. Woo-wee. Step taps never felt so good, right? Keep that body moving. Keep that simmer on. Right leg, knee drive. Now if you're someone like me who drops their hip out to the side, really focus on getting that hip back in line. 5 seconds. Woo! Alternating kettlebell swings. So guys, remember, this is a hip exercise, hip thrust, not squats. And it's hard, just like a deadlift. Our body wants to squat. It doesn't understand hips back. You gotta really think about it. It took me years, and I'm not gonna lie and say I'm perfect by any means. You also kind of feel like you have to squat to get that weight to go between your legs. That's not true. Squeeze those cheeks at the top. Squeeze. Squeeze. You definitely want to go fast with those. Tip though, that kettlebell's really light for me. So that's why I'm able to go a little extra fast, because that kettlebell's probably about 10 pounds lighter than I would use if I had other options. All right, goblet squats. We've got our feet wider than hip width, flaring out. Come down at the bottom and open, or open at the bottom, close. Either way. Coming up on the tiptoes for a little calf raise at the top. Good. We want to move at a good pace here. Round 2 down. One more trip through to go. Cut water anytime. We've got a long break coming, but if you need water before that, please do it. All right, knee drive, set yourself up. Let's go. Yes, I'm breathing obnoxiously loud. 1, because I kind of need to. I can't breathe through my nose. But 2, I want to remind you, breathe. You need it. You always need it, especially in a class like this. Good work. We tend to kind of hold our breaths, especially when it's time like that, because we're like, just hold it, get through it, get through it. And then at the end of the 40 seconds, we go, it's important to keep breathing the whole time. Power jacks. Remember, you can also jump. Again, staying low into that jack. It's called power jack because we're using so much leg versus just that cardio jumping. Now, there's nothing wrong with a regular jumping jack, but remember, we're trying to build strength here too. drive. Right side. Keep moving, keep moving. You got this, guys. So don't panic. Breaking's okay. Knee drive right. Breathing can be uncomfortable, especially if you're not used to it. It's okay. Come on, guys. You can do it. You've got 10 seconds. Ooh, booty cheek on fire. Woo! All right. 2 exercises left. Kettlebell swings, goblet squats. So you see what I'm saying here too about arms moving with legs. Even though our arms are just moving, they're not lifting, it doesn't matter. All right, kettlebell swing. Alternate at the top. Hips drive back, glutes squeeze at the top. Push, push, push. Gets me every time. All right, last exercise this round. Goblet squats, up to toes, flying arms. All right, let's do it. Remember, either arm variation is fine. So you can start here, open at the bottom. So make sure you're coming up on those toes, don't forget. That's your break, guys. Catch your breath. We had 2.5 minutes. It's all right. I'm gonna stand here and pant. And if you are too, groovy. Again, guys, just make sure in this 2.5 minutes that you don't just stop and stand still. Even if you're grabbing a drink, do little toe taps. Definitely don't go sit down. Stay moving. Stay active in some way. You want to make sure that in this 2.5 minutes, your heart rate calms and that you start to cool, but that you stay warm, that you stay on a simmer. When you think about being on a simmer, that's where you need to stay. We don't want to get cold and then go right back into high intensity work. So stay warm. So I actually shorten our breaks by just a little bit. I used to do 3 minutes, but I worried that was a little too long. So we still got 1:20. Catch your breath. All you're gonna need here, your yoga mat and your chair, your step, whatever it is for tricep dips. Tricep dips will be number 2 in our exercises. So I'm gonna grab water, check video, get my chair set up, and we'll be ready to start in 1 minute. I'm gonna have to do some quick maneuvering with my chair to make sure it stays in the frame, but then not in my way. I'm also having to watch where I step. I took down I've reboxed our flocked Christmas tree, and there's snow everywhere, and I walked through it and I walked across the mat and left white shoe prints everywhere. All right, so we're almost there. We're at 18 seconds. First exercise, we're gonna bring in some kickboxing. So I'm bringing in some of my favorite workouts, kickboxing, yoga. So we're basically, for 40 seconds, gonna go through a punch sequence. So just fast punching. I've taught you before, we'll do it again. So we're gonna do cross punches, cross body. So core tight, shoulders down. We'll punch, punch across your body. For us working through emotions today, pretty perfect. We're just gonna stay here for this round. Cross, 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 cross. If you need to speed it up, you want even more, lock that core down, punch, punch. Just make sure you're keeping some bend in your elbow. You don't wanna fully extend and hyperextend your elbows. Keep a little bit of bend. Punch, punch, punch. Woo! All right, so there's your core and your arms and shoulders. Now we're gonna do tricep dips on that chair. So get on the chair. You want your hands right underneath your, your shoulders. You're gonna slide off. Push yourself up away from the chair and then dip down. Keep that back sliding up and down that chair. That step, whatever it is, keep your back right up against it. A lot of times we start to drift away and then look at what my shoulders are doing. Stay tall, straight up and down. Perfect. If you need to move the chair out of your space, go ahead. Next up, we've got push-ups with shoulder tacks. Everything's gonna be in the floor, our last 3 exercises. I'm gonna go at an angle so you guys can see me. I'm gonna do modified push-up. You are welcome to do full. Come up to your knees, up to your toes, drop knees down. We push up, shoulder tap, shoulder tap. So now we're working chest, we're working shoulders, we're working core. So many things happening here. I've widened my knees a little bit to make sure I'm nice and steady when I come up to one hand. Whew. All right, so now we're gonna do plank to down dog. If you are a yogi and you've done these a lot, I'm gonna show you an advanced option where you can even take that one level higher. So we'll start in plank, meet me there. So we're in plank. From plank, we push up through our hips, back into down dog, and then into plank. Up into down dog, back into plank. If you're a pro yogi, you can lift a foot, push back, pull through, switch feet. Drive with those hips. Woo. All right. And then from here, we're doing one we've done a million times, Superman with a lat pull. So we're working our core, we're working our back, and we're working our lats all at once, and our booty, and everything. So we're gonna come out into our Superman, and then we squeeze everything in our back body to lift, elbows down to pockets, up, down. If doing legs and arms is too much for you, then just do the arms. Just do the upper half of the Superman. Beautiful. Come on up. Ha. Woo, there's some serious sweat angel happening down there. All right, guys, we've got our punch sequence again. So, if you're happy with the crosses and you don't want to do anything else, go right with crosses. I'll teach you uppercuts now. So, you can stay here with your cross or uppercut. We come up underneath. Push with that hip. Up, up. Now this is about as fast as I want you to go, because if you try to speed these up, you become a Oompa Loompa. And so, this is about as fast as I want you to move with the uppercut. Under the chin, under the chin. Squeeze, squeeze through those obliques. All right, tricep dips. All the cardio with really only one of these exercises, just the punches being cardio, right? All right, so tricep dips again. Hands underneath, shoulders. Pull it off. Push yourself away to really open up those shoulders. Drop. You can also advance the exercise, if this is easy, by putting feet out. Your choice. Just make sure that back, again, staying right up against that seat. Woo! All right. Push-ups with shoulder taps. So again, you are certainly welcome to do full push-ups if that's where you're at with shoulder taps. 100%. I'm just not there myself. So I'm going to set up a modification, full plank, drop knees, separate them just a little bit. Push up, tap, tap. Make sure you're lifting up into those taps with control, not falling over to one side or the other. All about the control. Whew. All right, so we've got our push-up. We've got our plank to down dog. I'll show you the, I don't want to say basic modification. I'll show you the basic version and then the advanced version. All right, so our standard version is to be into plank. Push up through our hands while we're driving our hips back, and then rock forward back into plank. Advanced version, lift one foot. Push it up. Keep it elevated till you hit full plank again. It's about control, guys. If you're lifting a leg, but you're just flopping back down into your plank, you can't ease your way into it. And I want you to go to just your regular plank to down dog. Nothing easy about it. If anything about what I'm doing there looked easy, please know I've been practicing yoga for many years, very regularly. Not many years compared to most yogis though. Oh my gosh. Whew. All right, Superman, lat pull, fly, pull those elbows down. Everything squeezes. Whole back body, engage, pull, down. Remember, the upper and the lower is too much. Just do upper. We're working arms. working lats. So if you can only do one or the other, I'd rather you do the upper body part. All right, guys, we got one more trip through. Slinging sweat on my fingers. Oh man. All right, punch sequences. How about we learn some hooks? So lock it down. Slide across the shelf. Across the shelf. Again, hip moves. Coming up on that toe, rotating that hip. The power in your punches comes from your hips. If somebody has big old biceps, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to punch hard. It's what they do with their body. Whew. All right, tricep dips. Last set. I know they're everyone's favorite. I use them sparingly because I really hesitate to do them and instruct people to do them if I can't watch them, to be honest. So I don't use them in class a ton for that exact reason. All right, hands under shoulders. Come off. Push, broaden my chest. Guys, if you're just starting out, or even if you've been doing this a long time and this is still really hard for you, you don't have to dip all the way to the bottom. Just go as far as you can, push yourself back up. And I want you to get to the bottom and then be at what I call the point of no return, where you can't get yourself back up. All right, that chair can go away. No more tricep dips today. Okie doke, guys. Down to the floor. We got our push-ups, planks down dog, Superman Lat Pull. All right. Set up that modification. If you're working a modification, let's go. Guys, really engage that core here. The same things I always talk about. Flatten the core. Lower belly pulling up and in. You might not see it when I say it. You might be like, why? What does that matter? Try it. You actually do feel a difference. Woo! All right. Planks down dog. The advanced variation option. I'll show you standard, and I'll show you the variation. All right, let's go for it. So we're in plank. Push through our hands. Drive your hips up and back. And then ease back into plank. Or lift. Back with one. Keep it up till you get back to plank. Set it down. Tanisha, if you watch this later, please don't judge my form too harshly. I haven't done yoga in front of a live human since December of 2019. All right, we got our Superman lat pull. Yeah, I think it's been that long because March 2020 is COVID, and I don't think we had any live yoga classes at the facility January, February. Oh! Or if we did, I wasn't doing them. So yeah, probably December. All right, Superman lat pull. Still practice at least once a week, but no one has seen me actually do it live to correct anything in over a year. Everything in that back body, pull towards the center. Woo! Tabata 2 is done. We got just one more segment to go. 15 minutes of work. And you will be done. I am feeling it already. I think if I called it right now, I'd be like, got a good day's working. And that's what I like about breaking these up into segments. If you were looking for a quick workout, even just 15 minutes, you could just pick one of the Tabatas, or if you need a 30-minute, you can pick two. So I like that it gives you the option, because I know my classes are always an hour, and for not everybody, that's accessible. So classes like this gives you a chance if you're not quite ready for 60 minutes yet. We're going to minute 45. Remember, keep that simmer on. Keep moving. Get your water for sure. But you can drink in pace. You can drink in pace. Ask anyone who's been drunk before. You can drink in pace and talk. So next up, guys, is our core set. We are going to be on the floor. And this is where we're going to get more into our yoga and Pilates. So we already looked at some yoga. We're down Dr. Plank. Pilates, I'm not a Pilates instructor. Honestly, I've never taken a Pilates class. But what I know about Pilates, some of these moves are Pilates inspired for sure. So don't at me if it's not Pilates. I'm saying Pilates inspired. So guys, we're going to be on the floor. We're going to be working on our back for the first 3. And we're going to work in hands and knees on the last 2. Now, I will say, if you have a heavy weight close by, like if you have it for your kettlebell swings, I want you to bring that back into the picture. We're just using it for an anchor though. So, if you do not have a heavy weight, you can use anything for an anchor, a heavy chair, something like that, to kind of anchor your body down. That's all we're looking for. We've got 20 seconds. I'm gonna pop my head around the video real quick and then we'll get started. Woo! I think you guys are like me. We're like too tired to type. All right, guys, I'm gonna come on down. We've got 5 seconds. All right, so we're gonna do what I'm calling a 2-pulse bicycle. So go ahead and get yourself kind of set up for your bicycle. So flatten, engage, legs come up. We're gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So just a little pulse in your upper body and your leg. So this is where I say it's kind of Pilates inspired from what I know about Pilates. It's a lot of holds, pulses, small movements. All right, so we're gonna use the same concept, but now we're gonna anchor ourselves down a little bit. Now, if you have lower back issues, you're welcome to stay here and not anchor yourself down. Giving you both options. If you want to anchor, you just hold back behind you onto a heavy weight. You're not pulling, this is just an anchor. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, little pulses. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good work, guys. Woo! Perfect. All right, so now we're gonna do a 2-pulse crunch to the center. I'll show you some modifications too on that scissor next time we get around to it. I was kind of focused on the anchoring and all that in my head, and I didn't think about modifications. So I'll show you when we get back to that. All right, so crunch, guys. Remember, string comes up out of our chest. We're not rolling through our head. So we'll go 1, 2, down. 1, 2, down. You can support your head lightly behind your ears. Just make sure that doesn't make you start pulling through your head. So it's almost like you go to your highest and then pulse up just a little higher one more time. 1, 2, roll over, hands and knees. We're gonna do bird dog, awkward airplane. Now, bear with me. Mine will not be perfect, I can tell you that right now. You might fall right over. I might fall right over. It's something we're gonna work on. All right, so hands and knees. One hand extends, opposite leg extends. We lift, that's bird dog. Awkward airplane, we bring them out to the side. Back, down, up, out, back, down, up, out, back. Guys, there's no rule on how big your airplane has to be. If your airplane is here, that's where your airplane is. I can't even tell you how bad my first awkward airplane looked. It was like a awkward crashing single engine. It was terrible. All right, guys, we're gonna do that exact same movement on the other side. But you can feel when we do that awkward airplane, right? How hard that core has to work. All right, so set up hands and knees, extend leg, extend opposite arm, we lift, we open, down, down. So we're trying to keep that hip facing the ground. We're trying not to flare open, just like anytime we work. Like fire hydrant, mule kick, all of that. We're always trying to keep those hip points down. And the amount of core strength that takes when that leg shoots out to the side, woo, ain't nothing like it, guys. All right, back to our backs. We've got our 2-pulse bicycle. Ooh, I can see sweaty rings in my knees. All right, we got that 2-pulse bicycle. Set up, we engage and lift. 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, we're rotating that whole chest. It might help you to actually reach, to rotate your chest versus having your elbows up. So play with that. You can reach for your toes. All right, I've got that anchored 2-pulse leg scissor. I'm going to show you the unanchored version and also how to modify even beyond that, okay? The anchor versus being back here, it does change the exercise a little bit, but it doesn't outweigh protecting your lower back if you need to. So you can anchor underneath and pulse. 1, 2, 1, 2. You can modify by not taking your scissors so big. You can modify here. Or you can modify knees. You got lots of options with this exercise. Keep that belly engaged, don't let it go over time. All right, we got the 2 crunch pulse to the middle. And guys, I say this all the time, never feel committed to your modification. So if you go full version, get halfway done, you're like, I'm dying, modify. Or if you're modifying and it's too easy, pick it back up. You're never stuck to what modification or version you've chosen. Straighten that chest, up, up. Again, you could reach, reach. I just feel like me personally, when I have my hands up here, I start straining through my neck and my upper body. Whereas here, I feel more like I'm elongating through this area. Now you can do whatever works for you, but I've just come to find over time that this always just makes me feel awkward. Speaking of awkward, awkward airplane. So yeah, just something to think of. We always get stuck in the idea of when I do crunches or bicycles, I'm here. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case. All right, bird dog, awkward airplane. So, stand opposites. Drive through this hand, up, lift, out, down. If you are really tight through your hips, opening into that awkward airplane might feel really tight, really stiff. Just, again, take it as far as you can. Beautiful, guys. Other side coming up. Catch your breath. I love that move, but it can definitely be a humbler for sure. It always reminds me how tight my hips are. Whew. All right. Extend, lift, open. So make sure you're moving with control here. Don't just sling your arms and legs up and open. Woo! So much core there, so much. All right, guys. Last round. Just got 5 minutes of work left. Not even 5 minutes of work. 5 minutes total, work and break. Get yourself set up. All right, 2 pulse bicycle. So just like this, and my arms are up here, I feel really scrunched through my head and neck. Whereas here, look how much nice elongation I'm getting. Again, you do you, whatever feels good. If that doesn't bother you at all, do it. Feels so good. All right, guys, so we've got your options here. You can anchor on the heavy weight, have hands underneath, whichever place you want to be. I'll kind of walk through those variations for you again one more time, too. So, full version, we anchor, we scissor, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or we shorten our scissor. Or we bring knees. Or don't anchor, and you can go through any of those versions that you like. Totally your option. So many choices. All right. 2 down, 3 to go. 2 pulse crunches to the middle. Get a couple variations here. I'm gonna take this opportunity to wiggle out my core a little bit. All right, string from that chest to the ceiling. I'm going to opt to reach down for my heels. 1, 2, 1, 2. Leave that head in line with your spine. Don't crane up. Again, we're just reaching. It doesn't matter. You're not trying to touch anything specific. Just reaching. exercises left, friends. Whew. My heavy weight out of the way there. All right, so we've got our awkward airplane, both sides, and we are done. All right, set it up, hands and knees, sturdy foundation, wide hands. Excuse me, hiccup. Extend, lift, fly, back. Extend, fly. So many muscles working here, guys, so many. This is one of those where you really understand, like when you do that exercise, you can really put together in your brain how your muscles all work together. In that one movement, you can feel like a whole chain of events, right? It's pretty cool. I'm a dork. Maybe it's not cool, but it's cool to me. All right, last set, guys. Extend, lift, fly, back. And you might have two totally different abilities in this exercise on each side. Very, very normal. Make sure you're pushing tall through this hand. Don't collapse into your shoulder. Woohoo! Oh, man, oh man. Guys, that was some great work. Even just from core. Still breathy, still sweating. Feels so good. This was also my first class since my surgery where I've done any squatting at all, so that was kind of exciting. Hopefully no bad reactions from all of that, but I think we'll be all right. So guys, I hope you enjoyed another Tabata class. They're really popular right now. I definitely understand why. There's some great value to them. Again, strengthening, cardio, all of those things, all one little package that you can get done in really as quickly or as long as you want it to take. So it's a really good, modifiable, adjustable way to work out. If you're on vacation, something like that, it's a great thing to pick up. Like you saw today, we didn't really need any equipment at all. We used some, but we didn't need it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this class. Hope you're hot and sweaty like me, and if you came in this class needing to unload some baggage, I hope you're able to drop at least some of it off by the end of this class. So guys, as always, please like, subscribe, share, review, all of those things that get our message out to more people so we can have more people working out, having fun with us, interacting with us as we work out. And lastly, if you wish to donate any funds for these classes, Venmo at StrongStyleFit is where you'll find me. Anything you can give is greatly appreciated, and it goes a long way in helping me keep these videos coming for you. So guys, thank you so much. I so appreciate you being here with me, and I look forward to working out with you in a few days. Mwah.